Good evening, everyone. What a beautiful night for a wedding. Before we get started, and our ceremony will begin in just a few moments, but before we get started, Sean and Erica have asked me to make a couple of announcements. One, if you have a cell phone, please check the ringer and make sure that it is turned off so that it doesn't ring during our ceremony. And beyond that, our couple has asked that all of you be fully present for this sacred ceremony and not experience it through the lens of your phone. So they have hired a wonderful photography team, and we respectfully ask all of you to just put your phones away until after the ceremony is over, and then you can take pictures to your heart's delight. Thank you so much in advance for your cooperation. We're going to begin in just a few moments. processional has begun. I'm now going to invite you, if you're able to do so, to please rise and turn to welcome our beautiful bride, Erica. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Sean. Hi. Erica. It has been said that the measure of a person's life is not the number of breaths that one takes, but the number of moments that take one's breath away. Guys, this is one of those moments. It takes our breath away because the two of you are standing here hand in hand with so much love that I can see in your eyes that clearly reflects the love and the respect and the devotion you have for each other deep within your hearts. It takes our breath away because the two of you have fallen in love. It takes our breath away because you have made the conscious decision that you want to sanctify your relationship. And you have decided that you want to do this surrounded by the people who mean the most to you, your family and your friends. And it certainly takes our breath away because of the magnificent setting we find ourselves in on a picture-perfect day by the ocean. At moments of joy and celebration, within Jewish tradition, we offer a blessing which thanks God for giving us life, for sustaining us, and for enabling us to reach this moment of joy. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. Amen. Erica and Sean, the two of you are standing under a chuppah, under a wedding canopy. It represents the home that the two of you are going to create together. It is open on all four sides to serve as a reminder to you that within the walls of your home, your hearts should always be open to each other. Your minds should always be open to each other, and the door of your home should always be open to your family and to your friends. But the openness of the chuppah reminds us of something else as well. As much as each and every one of us would love to be able to completely protect and insulate ourselves from, let's call them the metaphorical storms that come into our lives, the challenges, the obstacles, the disappointments, we know that that is not always possible. There will be times, and we all pray that they're few, but there will be times when each of you may feel as if you're being buffeted by some strong winds that make you feel as if you are losing your balance. What I want to say to you now as you stand under the chuppah is that as long as you stand hand in hand, side by side, supporting one another, you will be able to get through any storm that life throws your way, and you will come through it stronger, both as individuals and as a couple. I'd like to share a poem with you. A soulmate is the person who has the keys that fit our locks and the locks that fit our keys. When we feel safe enough to open our locks, our truest selves can step out and we can be completely and honestly who we are. We can be loved for who we are and not for who we might be pretending to be. A soulmate unveils the very best parts of us. No matter what else is going on around us, with that one special person, we feel safe. A soulmate is the one who shares our deepest longings and our sense of direction. A soulmate is the one who makes our life come to life. During the course of this ceremony, the two of you are going to share from not one, but 2 cups of wine. The first in just a moment, and then a second after you have exchanged your rings and your vows. I want you to think of this first cup that you share as representing your shared history together, looking back to all of the experiences that you have already had as a couple that has led you to this sacred moment under the chuppah. From your first date, to your first kiss, to the first time you ever said I love you to each other, to the first movie you ever saw together. Everything that has led you to this moment. And these 2 cups on our table have personal meaning for each of you. The first cup that I'm going to ask you to share from was a cup, Sean, that was presented, to Erica, that was presented to your father on the occasion of his being called to the Torah as a bar mitzvah. And so now, Sean, I'm going to ask you to lift, I believe it's the cup right in front of Erica, correct? I want you to lift it, offer the wine to Erica, let her drink from it first, and then drink from it yourself as I chant the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. So guys, I'd like to just take a moment to speak to you directly from my heart and share with you some of my personal reflections about secrets to a happy and healthy and fulfilling marriage. I don't think that there is going to be anything that I say that is going to be a revelation to either of you. These are things that we all know, but we, and I include myself in that, do need to be reminded of them from time to time. So here goes. The 2 of you should never stop courting one another. You should try to fall in love with each other over and over and over again. Admire each other. And here's the important part. Don't forget to verbalize that admiration. Remember, even during moments of stress or conflict, which happen in every marriage, even during those moments, it is never your job to try to change or fix one another. Always try to take full responsibility for your actions. Never blame one another. Always remember that the two of you are a team. Find time to be playful. Try not to take yourselves too seriously. Be truly present to one another. Remember that time is fleeting. Give each other some space when needed. Allow yourselves to be vulnerable with each other. Forgive each other quickly and completely. Remember that we are all human and we all make mistakes. And remember that the key to a successful marriage lies not so much in having found the right partner, although everyone here knows that each of you has, but the key to a successful marriage lies in truly being the right partner. As you know, marriage is about making a commitment to grow together. It's about a willingness to continually invest in one another. It's about creating and building something that is beautiful, meaningful, sacred, and profound with another human being. And so now, I ask, do you, Sean, take Erica to be your wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish for the rest of your life? If so, please say, I do.
I do.
And do you, Erica, take Sean to be your husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish for the rest of your life? If so, please say, I do. You are about to exchange your rings as well as the traditional Hebrew vow, and I'd like to ask for the rings, please. Thank you. A ring, being a circle, is a symbol of eternity. A circle has no beginning and it has no end. Now we know that your love for each other had a beginning, but we all hope and we all pray that it has no end. We are going to incorporate into this ring exchange a Jewish tradition of having the ring first placed on the end of the pointer finger of the left hand, which is the hand closest to the heart. Now, there were many explanations for this, but the one that I find very charming, even though it's not medically accurate, is that there was a belief that that finger on the left hand had a direct connection to the heart. So it is as if, when the vow is being spoken, the words are going directly from the lips of the speaker into the heart of the recipient. And so now, Erica, I'm going to ask you to lift your left hand and extend your pointer finger. Sean, I'm going to hand you the ring that you place on the end of the finger. Then take both of Erica's hands and look into her eyes, and please repeat these words after me. Hare.
Hare.
At.
At.
Mekudeshet.
Mekudeshet.
Li.
Li.
Bitaba'at.
Betaba'at.
Zo.
Zo.
Kedat.
Kedat.
Moshe.
Moshe.
Ve'Yisrael.
Ve'Israel.
With this ring, be sanctified to me as my wife, according to the laws of Moses
according to the laws of Moses
and the faith of Israel.
and the faith of Israel.
Now please transfer the ring to Erica's ring finger. Keep holding her hands and looking into her eyes, and repeat these words which come from Shir HaShirim, the Song of Songs, a collection of beautiful Hebrew love poetry that's part of the Hebrew Bible. Please repeat. Ani
Ani,
ledodi
Ledodi,
vedodi
Vedodi,
li.
Li.
I am
I am
my beloved's,
my beloved,
and my beloved
and my beloved
is mine.
is mine.
And now, Erica, I'm going to hand you the ring that you are going to place on the pointer finger of Sean's left hand. Take both of his hands, look into his eyes, and please repeat these words after me. Hare ata mekudash li b'taba'at zo kedat Moshe ve'Yisrael. With this ring, be sanctified to me as my husband, according to the laws of Moses and the faith of Israel. Now please transfer the ring to Sean's ring finger. Keep holding his hands, look into his eyes, and repeat these words from the Song of Songs. I have some WD-40 in the trunk of my car if you're having trouble with that. Okay, we got it over the knuckle. We're good. Okay. So please repeat, Erica. Ani? Yeah, look at Sean. Ledodi. Vedodi. Li. I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine. The two of you have already shared from a cup of wine, and I asked you to think of it as representing your shared history together. Now you're going to share from a second cup of wine, and this time I want you to think of it as representing your shared future together, with all of the experiences and adventures and blessings that are yet to come. This cup also is from the family. This cup was presented to you, Sean, on the occasion of your being called to the Torah as a bar mitzvah. So I'm going to ask you to now lift the cup that is closer to you, offer the wine to Erica, let her drink from it first, and then drink from it yourself as I chant the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. A final poem that I'd like to share with the two of you. I love you not only for what you are, but for what I am when I am with you. I love you not only for what you are making of yourself, but for what you are making of me. I love you for the parts of me that you bring out. I love you for putting your hand into my heart and passing over any foolish or weak things that you can't help but dimly see there, and for drawing out into the light all of the beautiful belongings that no one else had looked quite far enough to find. I love you because you have done more than any creed could have done to make me good, and more than any fate could have done to make me happy. And you have done it without a touch, without a word, without a sign. You have done it simply by being yourself. Even at moments of joy and celebration, we are mindful that there are those from both of your families who, although they are no longer with us physically, they are with us spiritually, because they live on within your hearts through the blessing and the tenderness of memory. And so I invite everyone to just take a moment to reflect on those who live in our hearts, who have impacted your lives, and let us invoke their spirits with love and with gratitude. It is now my pleasure and my privilege to invoke God's blessing upon the two of you as a couple, with words found in what the Jewish people calls the Torah, and what others may refer to as the 5 books of Moses or the Old Testament. They are words of blessing that are given to Moses' brother Aaron, who was anointed to be the first high priest, the Kohen Gadol. And these were the words he was to use when he blessed the community. Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. May God's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha Yasem lecha shalom. May God's presence always be with you and grant you the gift of shalom, the gift of peace. And let us say, Amen. There are many explanations as to why we shatter a glass at the end of the ceremony. The one that resonates the most with me is that the glass is a metaphor for the fragility of the human heart. Our hearts, as we know, are fragile. Cracks can form very, very easily. And so it's a reminder to the two of you, Erica, Sean, to continue to treat each other gently and with great compassion and sensitivity, to be kind to each other, gentle with each other, to use your words and your actions to strengthen and support one another and protect one another. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to place this glass down on the ground, and on the count of three, Sean, I'm going to ask you to smash it, at which point I want everyone gathered, whether you're invited or not, on the sides, to shout Mazel Tov as loudly as you can, congratulations, so that we send the two of you into this new chapter of your lives, not only with shouts of joy, but also with the hope and the prayer that your love for each other will last as long as it would take to restore all the shattered fragments of this glass to its original state. Okay? Sean, you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Guys, you all ready? Yeah. Oh, I need a better answer than that. Guys, you ready? Yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Mazel Tov! Ladies and gentlemen, presenting for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Sean and Erica Bonner. Let's hear it, everybody. Mazel Tov. Keep that applause going. Mazel Tov. you.